Order this Wednesday, June 1st, 2023, meeting of Springfield Historical Commission. Commissioner Walsh, Mr. David Cole, Commissioner Brown, Walter Cole, present. Stand the previous meeting. I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes. Second, second. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, we'll call the roll. Commissioner Walsh, yes. Commissioner Cole.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown. Yes. Commissioner Walter Cole. Yes. Minutes are accepted. Okay, this is an application for a certificate of appropriateness at 113 Harvard Street. Are you here for Harvard? Anybody here for Harvard Street?
113 Harvard.
Like make a motion to accept the application as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, so discussion.
Well, it's time up, so we
Time.
basically have to decline it because there's no representation.
Okay, that's the discussion we have to have. Would you like to make that motion? Well, I did just make. Making the motion, that was the discussion. Okay, let me. This one come. Oh, they have to take them.
No.
Oh, no.
Procedure, there has to be some procedure.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me call it.
Oh, no, wait, there should be public comment, even though they're not present.
Okay, it never hurts to have it, right? Okay, application for certificate of appropriateness 113 Harvard Street regarding installation of solar power system. Does anyone here like to speak for or against this application? 130. Seeing none. But while these people have just walked in, are you here for 113 Harvard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, Commissioner Judith Cole.
Yes.
What was the motion?
To accept the application as presented and decline.
It is to decline, there's no
Right,
recommendation.
yes, it's still to accept.
Yes, is accept.
Yes.
Commissioner McDonald?
No,
Oh, no.
Okay, Commissioner Walker? No. Commissioner Walker, no. Okay. And I'm gonna make one no to go with.
Oh, okay.
You can be a yes, but that was just for clarifying. If he makes the motion, you know, in an affirmative, even if he states it, the negative after, it's still a no vote. Okay. Okay, next is 524 Union Street. This is a demo delay.
I have absolutely no problem with demolishing this.
Okay, let me just give a little bit more of it for the record. 524 Union Street, city owned and vacant since 2014, hole in the roof. Okay, that's
Yeah.
these are not.
There's someone here. to speak.
Someone here to speak?
Yeah.
No, just jump right up, name and address, phone address for the record. If we're being recorded.
Okay. Jerry McCafferty, 114 Francis Street, Springfield. I'm the Director of Housing. And I'm here on behalf of the city. The city owns, I think it probably is helpful for me to address 1 and 2 together. The city owns these 2 properties. They're very similar what we're asking. We own them. They have been vacant and blighted for a long time. They're both in the Old Hill neighborhood. We put out a request for proposals seeking someone to redevelop the properties. And I'm coming here while the request for proposals is pending in order to get a determination of whether there will be a need for the demo delay or whether these properties can be declared exempt. So if someone takes them from us, they can go ahead and redevelop right away.
Is the demo delay in effect right now?
My understanding was that's what I needed to find out from you, if there would be a demo delay.
So that's what our vote will be, yes or no. Neither of these are, we can take them both at one. Neither of these are historic district. There's no historic protection for any of them for any reason right now.
The second one's a little bit nicer than the first one, but it's been remodeled as well. That just basically gone to, so.
Yeah. And what is the plan for the property?
So we have an RFP out seeking someone to come in, preferably a nonprofit developer, and demolish the properties and build new single family homes for homeownership.
So, we'll make a motion to lift it because there is none, right? So.
Well, actually, you are making a motion to lift it.
To waive the-
Okay,
the demo.
I'd like to make a motion to waive the demolition delay on 524 Union Street as well as 26 to 28 Clarence Street.
Is there a second on that motion?
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion on the motion?
Just give
No, they come with-
clarification.
I thought we didn't have to.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I stopped myself.
What?
No,
Am I right? wrong?
yes, this is not a public hearing. then.
Right, this is just, yeah,
So point of clarification, Mr. Chair, that neither one of these are in historic.
that's correct. That's what I-
And neither one of these are in historic district, either building is considered historic,
That's correct.
right?
And unless we deem for some reason that it may be. I personally don't see any reason. to be this is-
Yeah.
Okay, it's special condition. It's different. Condition. So the motion is to waive the delay in both properties. Is there any other discussion on the motion?
No comment, no public comments.
It's not a public hearing.
I get mixed up. They straighten me out. I'm going to call the vote, and this is just for you. We're going to vote separately, even though they've been together. Okay, so this is for 524 Union. Commissioner Farland, yes. Commissioner Walter, yes. Commissioner Wilson, yes. Commissioner Duda.
Yes.
And this is to waive on 2628 Terrence Street. Commissioner Walter,
Yes.
Commissioner Walton, yes. Commissioner Duda.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown, yes. Okay, so we've waived the demo that I had. Well, copy. Okay, we have a couple of non-applicability. Okay, this is 264 Sumner Avenue. Is someone here to present this? If you can give your name and address for the record, just to move up the seat and visit with us if you'd like.
Sure. Hold it close.
Yeah, 3 feet, right? Yeah.
Alan Lurman.
Yeah.
I live at 264 Southern Avenue.
Okay. Good. All right, this is, this is a proposed change, repair, replace, like shingles. Masonry work and chimney foundations, tuck point, break through front porch, removing and replacing to form the building code. Yeah, the level porches for flooring needing that original. Okay, how about look at that? How about just kind of overall describe this happened?
Part of the porch is deteriorating. And the columns, the bases, so the columns are, some of the columns are deteriorating and the bases are cracking.
Yeah.
So they needs to be just repaired.
Okay.
It needs to be, jacked up and repaired on there. And the windows, some are. They're old windows. They're not original windows because they've been replaced before, but before the, I think the historic district was formed, so I'll be putting in newer windows. But comparable to what was already there.
Okay, that.
Windows.
Yeah.
And they're not listed.
They're
here
not,
that I
they're
can
not.
see.
It says the windows?
It's not what I can see.
It just says remove existing windows and then it elaborates on removing existing storm and paint exposed woods.
Yes, but
No change in design or material.
Not changing, not changing anything, just, similar design is what was there.
Right, if you're gonna window, you have to give us a type and a picture or example of what it is. Because that doesn't come under non-applicability.
It's the same windows, it's the same type of window that's there. And that's, they talked about that, they mentioned that, it's the same type of window that's there.
Right, but the windows.
They're the same type of windows that's currently in the house.
Right, but the problem is an interpretation thing. Now, you may be exactly right,
Yes,
but we sometimes have to verify it because when there's a specific window, like a double hung or something. People who are redoing their houses. And it's understandable if they don't, there's lots of windows, so you might say, yeah, it's the same type of window as we had in there, but it really is. Now, are they same material, are they wood windows?
No, they're not wood windows, they're vinyl window,
So there's vinyl in there now.
vinyl in there now.
Now, this is because it's been funded by Springfield Community Preservation.
And they saw the windows and they agreed. And the president said.
It's not included in.
I just not seeing a model. This could be a typo, but I can't add it yet.
Surprised they didn't have that. because
Yeah,
they-
me too. But it sounds like we can get through a lot of the stuff we're gonna be able to do, but you might have to see us again just to show us the way.
I think it's just clarity, is what they wrote up in the scope of work.
So I didn't see what they were, I haven't.
Yeah, if you look in their scope of work and everything that we see. The only thing it says about windows is remove existing small windows that are in place, paint exposed wood. So that's what's in the scope of work. So if
Okay.
that's what you're doing, that's different.
I
than
am
replacing-
going to be removing. The existing storm windows there, because there's replacement windows there that do not need storm windows.
So we need an application for that.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, the storm windows are not on there, but you can take them off and put them on if you want.
Yeah. Right.
What we're trying to determine, I know you, I apologize, but for the record, I have to.
Yeah, I
reiterate
understand.
some of this stuff. Because it's under non-applicability, which means it doesn't even have to be here. But because of some minor misunderstanding here and there, we've been putting it in front of it just to make sure. More than people than just me, like it doesn't have to be. So, in most of, I just want to read it one more time because it's pretty complete, but it does not say anything about changing the windows line.
That's
That would
not-
have to be a separate.
Well, it's still.
But something say, here's the window in there, here's the window we're replacing it with, and they might say, fine,
Yeah, yeah,
those details aren't here.
okay,
So be patient with us.
that's okay.
I have no problem with what's presented here, but if you are gonna be changing out, you're gonna need.
Well, one of the things that,
With, you know, just like anybody else that comes before, specifications, the model of the window, you might have type of window, what's already existing, it doesn't say anything in here
Yeah.
about changing, replacing, windows, all it says is that you're gonna take off the floor window, and you're gonna fix the windows that are already there.
Can't fix them, they're not fixable.
But that's what it says here.
Okay, right, then they knew they were not fixable. You probably know that whose house it is, if you're familiar with the address, no?
not by the address, when we, did you have the picture up there? You had it up there.
Dr. Still
Oh, this is yours. My kids love that.
That's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you look familiar,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, but
And-
he'd replaced windows
Yeah.
probably before it was the historic,
Oh, yeah. Probably exactly what it was.
he was something, yeah, when I get it, yes.
Let's just take another minute to scan, because the only thing I was looking at there, was, it says, front porch, remove and replace, remove and replace the higher front porch.
No, it just, not, the whole front porch is not replaced, but the front where you walk up.
Yep.
The boards are coming up
Yep.
and they're not,
Okay.
you go scroll up, if you scroll up a little bit, the next picture, you might go, no, go down, sorry. You had a picture, take the picture up, right?
One more, right there.
Right there. You can see where
The
in
column
the
is-
front there, the wood is
Yeah.
deteriorating.
Yeah.
There,
It says
and,
you're in for foreign kind, so it's gonna be tongue and groove.
No, but-
yes, oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's.
Remove and replace,
Yeah.
front porch, remove and replace with new material from the building codes.
Yeah.
You're not removing any railings or anything like
No.
that.
The railings are stay the same, they'll just repair them and use the same railings, because that's what gives it the historic look.
Yeah,
So
those would be under us.
That I knew that he has to leave the railings there, and the columns, you know,
No, okay, we just continue again. Through, yeah, that's no change in design, painting, remove different storms, paint, no change in design. Complete detail preservation. Oh, it's been good. Here's for rehabilitation, okay. That, this, with the understanding that this doesn't include windows if you think. Everything else looks okay to me. Does anybody, no, everybody else good? Yeah. Submit an application, there's no kind of windows.
Okay, I'll do that, I'll talk to you. And told them they should have included the windows and
Yeah.
we talked about it.
Yeah, we just,
And I didn't see that final report, or else I would have told them, why didn't you put in the replacing the windows?
yeah,
Because they've been counting them up to see how many they were.
maybe the numbers last one. They were already placed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, they're, keep going.
30 years old.
I've been there 20 years, I've been there, well, let's see, I've been there 25 years. And they were not replaced.
There's storms on them.
You can take the storm, I could be wrong about that.
I know, but there's, with the windows that are there, you need the storm.
Yeah, they help.
But with the new ones, I don't need the storms.
Well.
That's why they said remove them, because they don't need the storms with the windows they want to put in there.
Under this preservation. That those windows would have to conform with the new windows have to conform with our standards, and they might very well.
Yeah.
But come separately and we'll figure it out. But is there any other? Oh. Let's hope not.
Yeah, you might just check on three.
And like all three, other here, give us a minute.
From 155. Oh, no.
Not really. Now I want him. See if he's around. Can you just pull them?
I don't know if I was talking.
No, he called me today, I think he called the law office.
That wasn't me.
Okay, that's good.
I don't you hear them.
Just for the record, that if Commissioner Kroll had voted for the funds to be at this house, and she has to recuse herself here, which would make us lose our quorum, and we wouldn't be able to even vote on it. So, although I don't think we actually need to vote on it. Well, we're ready, right? No, we don't, but we're doing this just to cover that.
They're under the municipally funded project.
I want to make sure that we see it. So I don't entertain a motion
Yeah.
to accept the application of the. So now, second, is your discussion on that?
This is what the understanding that an application will have to be president.
Yeah, the windows aren't in here.
Okay.
That's in writing for what year and. I don't understand. Oh, anything else? Okay, where was I? Commissioner Walker, yes, Commissioner Jewett,
Yes.
Commissioner Brian, yes, Commissioner Walker. Yeah. All right, you're all set on that. I'm sorry about that little glitch, but it kind of has to, just remedy it.
Yep, let them know.
Thank you. Okay. You don't do back up. Back up. Yeah. 113 Harvard Street. Unfortunately, it's not up. One talk, I'm not sure what we can do. We're gonna wait for a legal opinion. But because you weren't here, we already voted because we have to, and it's not their time frame thing. So we're gonna try to get a legal opinion, see if we can hear it tonight, or if we have to put another application. We're not sure, because once we did that.
Even with
But
the
tell us,
pretense of it having already been approved at one point.
well, it's. Yeah, this amendment was never approved.
The amendment.
And so we already voted on this here. Meeting was when it was called. And I waited, a couple people walked in and I asked before we finally put this out. But yeah, it's let's just get a lead. Hopefully there's somebody over there. So what,
Back down there.
no, just to kind of tell us what the difference is, what's the amendment?
We had to remove 4 panels, was for new setback bylaws.
And,
That's the only reasons.
but everything else is already.
So we're scaling it back.
So you want to see if he can-
So you're changing the design of all, it's taking the panels out. Well,
This
no,
is-
I'm not sure why, oh, because you weren't here, that's why we couldn't go back. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't able to get that.
I'm gonna want to pay less panels and go out.
Started at
Because this is
37.
not a dramatic change, it's actually a reduction in the previously approved. I don't know if they need. change. Yeah, they do. I think we ought to just vote that. Just for the actually, I'm gonna do it this way, it's straight. Just for the record, that the owner of the 113 Harvard Street have come to show up at the meeting, and we did previously had a vote by the commission. Moving forward and hear the application. Okay, so no change to the location of the conduit, no change to the location of the boxes, no change to anything else of the approved, which is 4 panels are coming up, and I'm pretty sure they showed us too.
Yep,
Yeah,
I can get that.
that's right.
Back, track a bit.
All right, so here's the, these are the new plans.
Right, they changed the setbacks to something probably even a little more acceptable, I think. Seeing the difference.
There's,
It's a little bit more strict.
And you say that.
up here, the previously approved ones.
You look at the back roof, I believe.
What's the front to top?
You're going, no,
Oh, yeah.
should I keep going?
No, I'm trying to figure out the orientation of the house. Thing.
This is the front of the house.
Yes.
Those front over there, okay. And which ones are being removed? Can you remember that, or was that picture, was it one of the first one?
So yeah, I just have this quite a ways away, so I gotta.
Yeah, this-
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, we got an orientation.
So here, this is the current, this is the new proposed one.
Okay,
So some of them are being switched from like portrait to landscape. And then
I see. Okay.
if you notice on the top part of it, it's just oriented.
Okay. I make a motion, you should, yeah, all right, I make a motion to accept the application. Harvard Street is presented. Is that what I'm gonna vote for?
Second.
Discussion on this. Close it, right? We're gonna do it again. Okay, once we get a little less smooth, it happens. So what I'm gonna do is open this up for public commentary one more time. Does anyone here like to speak for or against this proposal at 113 Harvard Street? Seeing none, opposed to public commentary. We can only vote in the order if they did that. Commissioner Kroll. Judith Kroll.
Yes.
Commissioner Brian Farnham. Yes. Commissioner Walter Kroll. Yes. Commissioner Walsh, yes. Okay. If the legal purposes I did it wrong, you're gonna put no application.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Appreciate it with this one.
I think it'll be okay, but if they tell me different, like.
Great, thank you.
Okay. '94 Elliott Street. Application, another review of applicability, I would call it. Strip roof directed, remove the strip roof, replace for it. Name and address for the record.
Danielle Johnson, 94 Elliott Street.
That's you. This is. Just give us a minute. If you can tell us about the project if you'd like.
So I was one of the candidates for the lottery. And We have quite a few, I'm just gonna, again, like I said, we have quite a few, projects that I could choose from.
If you have quite a bit going on here, soccer, board, fish, board molding, very like kind of nice existing appearance and performance. In the first class, yeah. No change in design, install the air, you can build the gutter system, that changes the profile. The very cover the main complement, the asphalt, and that's existing, okay? Can we get a picture of that? Yep.
No, from the historic.
So essentially, you're repairing the slate on that bottom.
Yes.
On that, almost like a wall.
Yeah.
And then.
It doesn't look like it, but
The
it's.
top is whatever it is.
Yeah, that's the
It's not
difference. here.
visible. Okay. Alright.
They're gonna remove this, stuff on the brownstone by hand. That's pretty.
Well, yeah, no, slate. Probably through gonna go on those nails. It's pretty good for me. Okay. Make a motion to accept the application of non applicability for 94 Elliott Street. Second. Okay, so discussion. Okay, let me go to the vote. Commissioner McFarland? Yes. Commissioner Walker? Yes. Commissioner Neal? Yes. Commissioner Duper?
Yes.
Okay. All right, accept that under non-applicability. Great project, and I hope it comes out right.
Thank you so much. You too.
In 126 Piney Woods. Wow. Name and address for the record.
Rudy Weeks.
Yeah.
126 Piney Woods Avenue.
Okay, great. It was also under the Springfield Community Preservation Act, which replaced open around wood shingle with natural wood shingles. Trim elements, paint sand, repaired defects, probably. Refurbished the windows, replaced, strong windows, and sashes. Yeah, yep, but in order to order to match, we commissioners have questions. That's one of the ready to. Make a motion to accept the application. It's a summit from our 126. Yeah. Okay. Any discussion on that? Okay, Commissioner Multiple? Yes. Commissioner yes. Commissioner Bruce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brian McFarland? Yes. Okay, you're okay for not applicability. Rita, you can just.
I am.
Thought so.
Fan of music?
Not one of your fans about 40 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Facebook.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Grace.
Oh, good. Sorry to get sidetracked.
Okay, sidetracked.
Just man.
Have a good one.
Yeah, it's like, I said you can play. I hope you still do. But you're all set with that. Just if there are any changes, as you heard from the other gentleman.
Oh, yes.
if you change windows or something, that's a different
Right.
thing.
Yeah, we may be back at some point.
Well, we'll be here.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
Thank
you. Never. Didn't you? Yep.
I didn't have one.
You didn't. I was waiting for that. Okay, we have, this is the Springfield Museum's right request of the exemption and state. And stated upon the Moore Museum Fine Arts 1970, the moves and buildings protected as part of the quadrant of his prehistoric district. So they kind of. They want to protect it. Yeah, they cut it out initially, and now they would like it to be part of it.
So this is just a informal, they just sent the letter, they'll be at the next meeting for a public hearing, because it's a.
Okay, so there's nothing for us to do,
Nothing,
other than
it's
be
just-
aware that's what they're after.
Correct.
Hey, that's an easy one. Yep.
And no action needed.
Now we have stop work orders. We have 44 Buckingham. You can pull another chair up if you'd like. You can pull it right up. If you can give your name and address, names and address for the record.
Jared Nimmo, 44 Buckingham Street.
Semina News address.
Okay, this is a second notice regarding unauthorized exterior renovation, including vinyl siding, window, garage, and porch. Okay, where are we?
So just to kind of give you some, so we've had some contact and they've submitted some information. The information hadn't been sufficient. It's a lot of work that they have done that we need information on, and so the application was not comprehensive enough for them to submit for a public hearing. But they've been cooperative, and so they were willing to come and to kind of let you know.
Okay, so this looks like, so tell us what you've already done.
So we've done the exterior property, it was asphalt shingle, I think, on the exterior. And we put vinyl siding on it. I believe there was 2 windows that got replaced in front. The rest of them were already there. And then I think we had gotten to the porch area that we ordered the stock was issued. And then from there on, not done anything since.
We also were missing the garage doors, so we put a couple of garage doors on it.
Is there, may I ask you, did you have an old here that was under the historic?
I knew about the historic commission, so when we talked to the contractor about doing the work desperately needed in the house.
I'm sure.
I thought that was a part of the application he had to take care of. And he sent the check and filled out the application to the city. And he said, by the time it'll be done, the application will come through.
Yeah,
And later, much later, with the stop work order, we found out that we had to actually get permission first. And we had to get permission as homeowners and not the contractor. I always thought that was a part.
well, you might think that when you apply for a permit, somebody would tell you, but is
Yeah.
there a permit on this?
Not the check got
Was there a
sent
permit?
back. The check first got taken at the city, and then it got sent back after the stop work order. Like,
So it was never, you never got, permit was never issued.
That's why I didn't know. I was gonna walk with it.
yeah, and but nobody did say anything when we,
And how long have you owned it?
11 years, September of 2012.
Right.
And this has been our primary residence since then.
It can be beautiful. So I guess what we need to do is have you complete the appropriate applications for everything you've done and everything you plan on doing. And it doesn't all have to be one, you can do one, but it has to be comprehensive. We have to know what everything is. Otherwise, we can't really have the whole thing. But I think what I'm asking commissioners is how much time you want to give that
For a remediation plan?
for a remediation plan and to have the whole application in front of us with, and then a remediation plan if necessary. That might come in.
I think the first thing would be for them to understand is what do we want? Right, is it like a write-up or pictures of the siding that went up? Right, I'm assuming that'll be part of the plan, because we need to see what's already been done. Right, and then laid out. And I would look at kind of each segment, so if they replace windows, if they replace the garage door,
It's like they replaced the front door.
if they replace the front door, if they did the.
So the front door was the original one.
Well, probably not, but it was there before you bought it.
Yes.
Okay, that's good to know.
Anything that the contractor did.
Right, there you go.
Treat any of those components as an individual change, and that we would need to see what's kind of.
Lights on the front.
So
Jesus.
that'll kind of help us with like what's been done,
Lights.
kind of each segment.
Oh, with the vinyl.
And the plan would be, okay, now,
Went right over and-
what is it that you want to do next?
We'll do what we can.
Like they went over. Was there a siding on the house like that big brick siding?
It's a fake.
And he just went right over that. He didn't even take that off. Wow.
Is this the kind of thing we would do a site visit with and help them, or
We can.
more or less just doing an application?
I have no problem with arranging the site
And
visit
you
sometime.
guys, would you guys like that? Would that help you in that?
Yeah, whatever you guys want, whatever it takes to make it. happen.
What about the decorative nails and whatnot that were?
I have it in the folder.
Those still,
Yes, some of them were completely rotted out, but I saved as much as I can. So
you
it's,
can have those duplicated, and it's not that horribly expensive.
yeah, that's,
If you have a couple of them that need to be made,
that's fine.
because part of the remediation would be how many historic details should be returned to the property. Obviously, with the asphalt siding, it's not historic siding, so this probably is not. Asphalt siding, whatever. But we still need to go through the process. And I think Jaleesa has, you've got them, how close to having this ready to go?
I think it's about itemizing the different pieces that are, talking about the roof, what did you replace it with, like, what product is on there now with the siding, the doors, the things that were replaced.
Yeah, what? Was the roof an asphalt shingle roof? Prior?
The roof was sort of, well, it was slate in the front and there was like, but then the back wasn't. And then the garage wasn't. So like over the years,
It was a patchwork when we bought it.
it was condemned when we bought it.
Yes, it felt like.
No, yeah.
I mean, we're gonna work with you as best we can, but you have to follow the spots. 90 days. Well, I would think they want to move quicker than that, but I think if we give them 90 days to bring the stuff to us, that would be okay with me. Make them on.
Is there enough time for you?
Go ahead, talk a little more now.
So this is just on our stop work order, there's not actually in tight up, it was just.
Well, we're making.
Okay.
Well, I think it's reasonable for us to
I
give them a time frame, and it doesn't have to be on, this is on the agenda, so we can remedy it with a solution to
I
some
think that,
extent. All right, I'd like to make a motion, or something 44 Buckingham Street, that the owners come up with an application for the work that's already been done. And with appropriate remediation. All right, I scratched that. No, just, just keep thinking, there needs to be more in there, relative to, a description of what's been done, materials that have been used, materials that were there prior. Yeah, itemized material. Itemized materials and itemized work that was done without permit or without permission from the historic commission. So, okay, that's it. Second for that motion? Okay.
did you say 90 days? I'm sorry.
90 days.
And any no discussion? About the game, any just call the vote on that time, given them the time frame. Commissioner Walsh, yes. Commissioner Judith,
Yes.
Commissioner Brian, yes. Commissioner Walsh, yes. Okay. So we're, we're building in time for you to be able to do this, so no other activity.
Yeah, ever since we got this job, we didn't do.
It's okay. But we just got to get on the same page. We will do everything we can to get on that same page. We
Okay.
just bring to us what's been done, what the materials are. If you have old pictures, I'd love to see them before and after pictures. That would be
Yeah,
great.
we have some.
And then what you have left to do and how you're gonna do it. And then we can maybe get that. But part of it is restoring as many historic features that are details of the house that it had. Okay, and I look forward to seeing you here and seeing what we can do to put this, get this all done. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
And, 8385.
So she didn't make it, but she did send an email. Update.
Thank you for coming in.
She sent an email update explaining. Kind of status. So the,
If she something on 11723, to whom it may concern. That's something. It should be
22, yeah.
I'm coming back.
So I did,
Go, please.
I did speak with her, so I can, what she essentially said to me was that there was a question of a leaded window on the front porch.
Yeah.
And she said that she did install new windows and that the windows have not finished. They're not done, so that she's going, there's some sort of insert that's gonna be placed that is supposed to be as the same as the leaded window that was there, is what she said to me, so it just hasn't come in. I specifically asked her about it,
Was that the only, that's the main question.
well, there's
Questions
two.
I had for
And then the porch, and so with regards to the leaded window,
her. Okay, is there a response to the porch?
they should be coming in the next couple of weeks, so she's remedying the leaded glass window that was there. The second issue was the porch and screening, there was 2x4 framing that was still there. She's planning on getting it done within the next couple of months, but she just hasn't taken it down, but she's gonna be removing it and doing it properly,
Okay,
so.
all right. then
That's
we don't have to
essentially
take
what
any
we're-
action on that.
Yeah.
Okay, new construction guidelines, second meeting scheduled for June 6th, please, with many of we got it. Possible, and let's open the floor, anybody want to speak? You're gonna speak today?
I have two questions. One,
Like, you don't have anything you wanna say to them?
Not today.
hello, I'm Harry Seymour, I'm 68 Washington Road in Springfield here, and I just have two questions. One is, lots of things come up during these meetings, and I try to follow them very carefully, that are not on the notice of the meeting.
Oh, what came up that was not on the notes?
Well, this is what I have of the notice of the meeting.
Oh, the notice, yeah.
So, I'm sorry, I can,
Please,
so the notice is sent for purposes of a public hearing, because the public hearings need to be sent out in advance.
Uh,
The agendas come out a week prior to the meeting, and sometimes those have additional items that don't require public hearing. That's why they're on the agenda. So what you should be looking for is the
Is the
second. Yeah, so the packet that I send out with the agenda, where it has all the meeting materials,
yeah,
that has the most up-to-date information. You want to look at the agenda, not the notes.
yeah, sometimes that package is so big that it's really
Mhm.
a little bit cumbersome for me to deal with,
Yeah.
and I do see that there is an agenda on there. I didn't know that that was different, so that helps me. Thank you very much.
well, it's just the difference between something that requires public commentary and something that.
Got it. Got it, yeah.
And question number 2.
So we're still working on how to make sure that people know that they're in the historic district. And I saw, something that just came up was the permit process, the city permit process.
Yep.
That people have to go through that's independent of this, right?
Mhm.
So, and it was mentioned that, and maybe Brian, maybe you mentioned this, that if they'd gone through the city permit process, they would have known, because they would have told them. Do they tell
They're
them?
supposed to know.
Yeah.
When it's any permit in a historic district.
A certain stamp on the card, I believe, right?
There's a check mark.
I want to check on that a little bit further. That's all I have.
Yeah, it's still, but it's still a manual process,
Yeah.
and if the person behind the counter at the building department checks incorrectly, looks at the address and doesn't recognize that it's in historic, we can still issue the permit, even though the building, because it's just an error.
Correct.
So if he looks it up wrong, or she looks it up wrong,
Okay.
it's still a manual process, but it's still the process.
It's the process. Got it.
It's not really infallible.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Very much.
Yeah.
Entertain a motion to adjourn. So moved. Second. All in favor? Aye.